Dav8id Clarke and brother Michael John Clarke commenced his mission to the jails of the Philippines in 2002. Michael had been sentenced to a 16-year term in New Bilibid Maximum Security Prison. New Bilibid is the national penitentiary and houses over 23,000 inmates, with 1,200 on death row, due to be executed by lethal injection. It is the largest prison in Asia's Far East. David and Michael were both criminals in the 60s and were sent to prison for malicious wounding and carrying a firearm without a licence. David turned his life around after a bad experience on LSD, became a Christian and turned his back on his criminal past, learned to read, went on to higher education, graduated with a Cert Ed and became a lecturer teaching electronics for over 20 years in colleges of further and higher education, and a Baptist minister. Michael was unaffected by David's turning his back on crime to follow Christ. In 1995, David received news of his brother's arrest in the Philippines on the ITN News Network.
Headquarters of ITN News at 10 with Trevor McDonald.
And in 1999, after 4 years of his prison sentence, Michael had come to an end of himself and was convinced that Jesus was the Christ, the Son of the living God. This was after reading C.S. Lewis's book, Mere Christianity. During David's several visits and missions to the Philippines, both he and Michael worked with many prison inmates who too had turned their lives around. David worked with former inmates and visited Angeles City, Olongapo City jails, Baguio and Benguet district jails, telling their story to assist in the reformation of prison inmates. William Pollock, a former inmate of New Bilibid prison after serving 14 years for homicide, is one prisoner that was helped, who is now the senior pastor of several churches, 3 prison ministries and a theological institute in Baguio City. David now works with all kinds of people, telling their story from crime to Christ, as told in his books, Borstal Boys and Trojan Warriors, and speaks to inmates in other prisons of the UK in order to assist the religious volunteers who visit prison inmates. You can contact David by email at nbpttc@yahoo.co.uk or access the website at the links at the bottom of this video.